Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Nine Miles Out on TV Gadget and Food Review. Today I'm review the Annie's made with organic pasta, Super Mac pasta, real aged cheddar, 15 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber. Supposedly this is like the super macaroni and cheese that's like, I guess, healthier or I don't know what, but it has 15 grams of protein, so that's pretty good actually. I'm not sure if that's it looks like per serving actually, so that's actually really good. Yeah, I'm looking per serving, 15 grams of protein, and there's 2.5 servings per container. The first ingredient is organic wheat flour, organic pea protein, dried cheddar cheese. So it looks like pretty clean ingredients. And it didn't cost that much more than your regular macaroni and cheese, which is actually pretty good, pretty impressive. At least online it didn't. Mightier, but by the mouthful. Cape not included. We put 15 grams of protein inside instead because growing bunnies are hungry for the good stuff to help keep bellies and muscles hoppy strong. So I've seen, I've seen news articles about kind of putting more protein in the food, and I don't know. I think I'm not sure the exact motivations behind that, but maybe it's a consumer trend that you'll see more going forward. But that's kind of cool, especially for macaroni and cheese, which is normally just carbs. It's nice to have a little bit of added protein in there to make it more nutritious. So let's open up, see what's inside, and see, most importantly, is it actually good? So you have this nice packet. I like the pictures. And then look at that, you have the shapes even. Shapes. It's not just your regular noodles, you actually have shapes of, I guess, little bunnies, and then little, like an A right there, bunny. So I'm gonna cook it up and see if it actually works. You have boil 6 cups water in a large saucepan, stir in pasta, cook to 8 to 10 minutes, drain, add 1/4 cup low-fat milk, sprinkle the cheese and the milk, stir. So yeah, pretty straightforward. And let's boil some water, and here we go. All right, so the noodles are cooked. And the butter, milk is in there. Now the cheese. And I always like to see, does the cheese look, do you get enough of it, first of all? Check that out. Does it look neon? So one thing I noticed, you don't get very much cheese, it looks like. Just kind of I would say on the smaller side. I don't know if that's going to affect the flavor, but maybe it's because there's so much flavor in the noodles. I like to mix the macaroni and cheese in the pan that I cooked it in. That way it's still a little bit of warm, and it evaporates some of the water. You know, even though this is drained, I would say the water evaporates, and maybe a little bit of the water from the milk evaporates. So to me, it gets it like more rich and creamy. It's more forgiving. One of the reasons why I think microwave cups aren't as good is because sometimes a lot of times they get watery, and I think that when you cook it on the stovetop, to me, generally, it's kind of a creamier, richer taste. But yeah, check that out. I'd say it's kind of a neutral color, kind of bland looking, I'd say. It doesn't look really cheesy. But yeah, I'm gonna get a bowl. Get some noodles here. All right, so let's try this out for the first time, the Annie's Super Mac. But yeah, you can see the color. It's just kind of a bland looking color. Very neutral. But here we go. How does it taste? That's the most important thing. 3, 2, 1. And so yeah, you kind of get a hit of, like, first of all, a subtle hit of cheese. Very subtle. Definitely not the cheesiest mac and cheese I've ever had. Mouthfeel, it's decent. I mean, you get a little bit of taste of that butter, obviously. But I would just say it's very average, very mid-level as far as richness or mouthfeel. I'd say the noodles have a graininess or a grittiness that you don't normally have with regular pasta. So I could see feeding this to a kid, and easily I think the kid would not know the difference. But for someone that's tested, reviewed a lot of mac and cheese, I can definitely tell there's a difference in the noodles. I wouldn't be fooled because just the texture, grittiness, kind of, there's like, I feel like noodles kind of have like a snap, like an al dente, you know, a good noodle, a little bit of chew. These are more mushy and gritty, I'd say, which is probably because of the high protein content, you know, the different ingredients to make the protein. So, yeah, I would say if you're getting this for a family, you know, like a kid, I would say go for it. But if you're someone that really likes macaroni and cheese, this is not the best macaroni and cheese out there. So I would say it's not as bad as I thought it might be, but it's not as good as it could have been, I think. So very mid-level. I would give it a 5 out of 10. The Annie's made with organic pasta, Super Mac pasta, and real aged cheddar. Let me know what you think. Leave in the comment section. And thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, I'll see you later.